Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 23rd of December 2024. Unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin in the global cryptocurrency market is not looking good, isn't it? The prices of Bitcoin has fallen down. The global cryptocurrency market has gone down as well. Now look guys, according to me, the only reason why this thing is happening is because of fake news and misleading information. Now what happened guys last week is that Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually decide to go ahead and reduce the interest rate, and that, to be honest, was shocking to a certain extent. But when you talk about the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, this particular information was definitely great. Now the only reason why the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is going down is because of information that is published by mainstream media. They are putting out a completely different narrative. So what I'd really recommend you to do is this guys, go ahead and watch the FOMC meeting. And if you actually go to the Federal Reserve Board YouTube website guys, they have put out a recorded version of Federal Chair Jerome Powell going live, and based on my understanding guys, the reduction in interest rate is definitely good for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But what happens is, the market reacts to what mainstream media actually says. Now look guys, mainstream media is actually putting out a completely different narrative. And it's needless to say, a lot of mainstream media, they are driven by political ideologies, and they want to make it really tough for Trump's administration to have a good standing. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and talk about the FOMC meeting, and I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion as to why it is good for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now along with the FOMC meeting guys, there's another misleading information regarding BlackRock, and a lot of the so-called micro-influencers on Twitter actually stating that Bitcoin's 21 million cap can be changed. Now look guys, let me make this crystal clear. The 21 million market cap can definitely be changed, but in order to do that, there's a lot of hurdles that needs to be tackled. A lot of the miners need to be involved. A lot of the exchanges all over the world need to agree to it. More importantly guys, it is the software developers who need to agree to it. And then we have something called as node keepers. A lot of the people who have full nodes, they need to go ahead and agree to it. And finally guys, it is the users who need to agree to it as well. So look guys, theoretically speaking, the 21 million Bitcoin can definitely be changed. But in reality guys, it is next to impossible in my honest opinion. But nonetheless guys, in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. Now because of the drop down in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies guys, the Bitcoin ETF records have also seen a record high withdrawal. And it's needless to say, that is what happens when the prices tend to go down, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on some not so good numbers regarding Bitcoin ETF record withdrawal. Now regarding the largest issue of stablecoin, that is Tether guys, we do have some really interesting update. And Tether is invested in a social media platform called as Rumble. Now if I'm not mistaken guys, Rumble is not working efficiently in the United Arab Emirates, at least for now. But hopefully in the near future, Rumble is accessible to pretty much everyone. Now Tether investing is definitely great for Rumble, and they have announced a $775 million strategic investment. And because of that guys, the share prices of Rumble has also bumped up. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into that. Now the final news guys is connected to President-elect Donald Trump. And regarding his crypto council guys, he has actually chosen someone called as Bo Hines. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now really I'm not sure guys who Bo Hines is. Now I was actually hoping that he might actually recruit the CEO of Coinbase, that is Brian Armstrong, maybe Charles Hoskinson, or maybe even David Bailey from Bitcoin Magazine. But looks like President Trump has taken someone else, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news are connected to artificial intelligence. And the first news has to do with an AI event, and the event is called as AI Connect. And Dubai guys did actually host over 60 startups and even entrepreneurs for an AI event called as AI Connect. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now the second news guys is connected to artificial intelligence again, and this is to do with graduation. And Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, they have opened up graduate admission for the class of 2025. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into it. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, because of fake news and misleading information, guys, the global cryptocurrency market has gone down to $3.82 trillion. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.87%. Now, look, guys, if you actually go to the Federal Reserve Board website, it does give you the reason as to why the interest rate has gone down. And what I'll be doing, guys, today at 2 p.m. Gulf Standard Time with a good friend of mine, that is Marcus Shantita, we will go ahead and discuss the impact of FOMC meeting, what is the FOMC meeting, and we'll also go ahead and discuss some news from mainstream media and why they are blaming Trump out of all people. It does not make absolutely any sense, isn't it? Because right now Joe Biden is still the president. I really am not sure as to why they are blaming President Donald Trump. But nonetheless, guys, because of fake news and misleading information by mainstream media, unfortunately, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has actually gone down. And look, guys, if you actually go to the video of Federal Reserve Board Chair Jerome Powell, the number of views is showing ridiculously less. it is only showing 27,600. This is absolutely dreadful, which just means, guys, that people are not watching information from the first source. Rather, they are looking at information from mainstream media such as fake news CNN, fake news CNBC, fake news ABC, or even Fox for that matter. And if you actually compare that information to what Federal Reserve Board said, guys, the information just does not make a lot of sense. But nonetheless, guys, I'll definitely try my best to give the right information. But again, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is, do not take my word for it. I would still urge you guys to go ahead and check out the video yourself, and then you can go ahead and make your own decision if the FOMC announcement is good or bad for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, unfortunately, guys, the global cryptocurrency market is down by 0.87%. And today it is down to $3.82 trillion. Now, ideally speaking, guys, the global cryptocurrency market should have crossed the $4 trillion mark. This just shows the unfortunate power of fake news and mainstream media. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 11.79%. But if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, guys, I am kind of content with it, because today it is at $146.28 billion. Now, no matter what happens in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, the volume in DeFi is pretty much stable, to be honest. Today it is at $10.44 billion, and DeFi as of today is accounting for 7.14% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, guys, the total value locked is $120.97 billion, and Lido is still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned. And in terms of dollar amount, it is $32.28 billion. Now, one matrix that I'm definitely liking is the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, and today it is at 34.06%. Now, let me quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. Now, the volume of Uniswap is at number 1, and its 24-hour volume is $2.26 billion. Radium is at number 2, its 24-hour volume is $1.58 billion. Aerodrome, guys, today is at number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $946.33 million. PancakeSwap is at number 4, and its 24-hour volume is $746.01 million. Now, surprisingly, guys, at number 5 is a new protocol called as Hyperliquid, and its 24-hour volume is $635.88 million. This is the first time I'm hearing about this exchange called as Hyperliquid. Now, Hyperliquid, guys, is a decentralized exchange, and it specializes in perpetual contracts, and what it does is, it combines the speed and efficiency of centralized exchange with the transparency and security of decentralized finance. So it looks like it is kind of like a hybrid, and looks like they are backed by Hyper Foundation, and they are working on a blockchain called as Hyperliquid. So it's interesting that they are in the top 5, but listen, guys, I'm really curious to check if they do actually sustain in the top 5 position. We will find out in the next 24 to 48 hours regarding them. Now, let's quickly run to the volume of stablecoins, guys, and I really am liking this number, to be completely honest, because look, guys, if the prices of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market is going down, but if the volume of stablecoins is increasing, this actually means that people are converting the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies onto stablecoin. Now, ever since President Donald Trump getting re-elected, on an average given day, the volume of stablecoin used to be around the $200 billion mark. Today, it is at $135.66 billion. But you also need to match this number with the overall total cryptocurrency market volume. The overall cryptocurrency market volume, guys, is $146.28 billion. And out of that, stablecoins is accounting for $135.66 billion. So I'm definitely taking this as a positive sign, because look, there is a very high possibility when we get some positive news, guys, a lot of the volume from stablecoins will be converted back into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, regarding stablecoins, guys, it is no surprise that Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is $123.02 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $6.91 billion. FDUSD is at number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $5.27 billion. Now, let me quickly run through the market cap, guys, because the numbers have fallen down miserably since the last 72 hours. Bitcoin's market cap is down to $1.88 trillion, and Ethereum's market cap, guys, I was actually anticipating it to cross the $500 billion mark. Unfortunately, it has gone below the $400 billion mark, and today it is at $397 billion. So look, guys, these are the dangers and the volatility of the cryptocurrency world. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $40.05 billion, and Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $27.90 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, today it is at 57.39%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 13.01%. Now what I want to do in today's episode is I want to look at the market cap of governance tokens. Now regarding governance tokens, guys, I have a completely different perspective. According to me, guys, governance tokens is just another way to cover centralization, because what happens is whenever a new blockchain protocol or a cryptocurrency project is launched, they need funding at the initial stages, and they go ahead and approach a lot of high net worthy individuals, and in return for investing in them, guys, they are given governance tokens. So according to me, guys, whenever a project wants to go ahead and make any changes, it is this centralized team who goes and makes the changes. Let me know if you agree to my assessment or completely disagree to it. Now regarding the market cap of governance tokens, guys, Uniswap is at number 1, and its market cap is steady at $8.44 billion. Aave is at number 2, and its market cap is $5.03 billion. ICP or Internet Computer Protocol is at number 3, its market cap is at $4.85 billion. Fetch.ai, guys, is at number 4, its market cap is $3.14 billion, and at number 5 is Cosmos, its market cap is at $2.34 billion. Now look, so far as governance tokens are concerned, the token has a completely different price, and the price of Uniswap's Uni token is $14.07. Aave is at $336.61. Now these are selected individuals, guys, who have already invested in this project, and not only are the share prices increasing, guys, they also tend to get governance rights in them as well. And look, guys, as I mentioned earlier, governance tokens or foundations, according to me, is just another way for covering centralization. Now, regarding the token of ICP or Internet Computer Protocol, it is priced at $10.23. Fetch.ai's FET is at $1.29. And Cosmos' governance token, that is ATOM, is at $6.54. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, the prices of Bitcoin has fallen down miserably. Today, it is down to $95,318. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.20%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 9.27%. Ethereum, guys, is at $3,294. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.40%. But check this out, guys. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 16.79%. Ripple or XRP is down to $2.18. Now just a few weeks ago, guys, the price of XRP was up by 360% over the last 30 days. And the reason why the price of XRP was pumping up was because of two reasons. First one was because of the launch of the stablecoin, that is RLUSD, which did actually go live on the 17th of December. And the second one is because people are anticipating with the new administration, the case regarding Ripple and SEC will be closed in favor of Ripple. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the price of Ripple reacts in 2025. Now just a few weeks ago, guys, Ripple did actually overtake Tether USDT in terms of market cap. But I'm looking at the market cap of Tether USDT right now. Today it is at $139 billion, whereas Ripple's market cap is down to $126 billion. Now look, guys, with the launch of the stablecoin, and if it is connected to XRP so far as burning mechanism is concerned, I definitely do think that 2025 might just be a great year for Ripple XRP. But look, guys, the cryptocurrency world is always filled with a lot of drama. And one of the biggest drama that did actually take place is the FOMC meeting, isn't it? And Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has actually gone down because of that, which, to be honest, guys, is so completely bizarre. Because look, guys, based on my understanding, the FOMC data is absolutely great for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So look, guys, I cannot stress enough. Please go to the YouTube channel of Federal Reserve Board and listen to the entire FOMC press conference, because Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually discuss the FOMC meeting, that is the Federal Open Market Committee's meeting, and they did actually go and decide to reduce the interest rate, which, to be honest, is absolutely great, guys. And they actually lowered the target range of Federal Reserve rate by 25 basis points, bringing the interest rate down to 4.25% to 4.5%. Now look, guys, it's pretty simple. When the interest rate is reduced, the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market should be pumping up. Now what I want to do is, guys, I want to talk about the FOMC meeting once again, because look, based on the FOMC announcement, guys, what Federal Chair Jerome Powell did actually state that the economic growth in the United States of America is doing much better. Now you can make an argument that he's lying, and that is a completely different picture. But what mainstream media is actually stating is that the economic condition is not looking good, and the only reason why they're doing that is they want to create panic in the market. And when President Donald Trump takes office, they would actually state that the economy is not doing good because of President Donald Trump. Now regarding the FOMC meeting, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell specifically said that the US economy continues to expand at a solid pace, with GDP rising at an annual rate of 2.8% in the third quarter. and this is matching the second quarter's target. And he also talked about consumer spending and investment, and what he actually said, guys, is that consumer spendings remain resilient and investment in equipment and intangible assets has strengthened. But at the same time, he did actually state that the household sector shows weakness. Now, what is really important to note, guys, he actually talked about the labor market condition, and what I'd really recommend you to do is go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, and that is the only website we should be looking at so far as inflation is concerned. And what he actually shared, guys, is that the labor market remains really solid, with payroll jobs averaging $173,000 per month over the past 3 months. And he actually said that the unemployment rate stands at 4.2% as of November. Now look, guys, these numbers are definitely great, keeping in mind the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But what has happened is that mainstream media has gone ahead and twisted this news. And because of that, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has gone down. Now regarding inflation, they did actually state that inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years, but at the same time remains somewhat elevated, and his estimates indicate that the personal consumption expenditure or PCE prices rose from 2.5% over 12 months ending in November, and so far as core PCE is concerned, the prices also increased by 2.8%. Now regarding the monetary policy stance, guys, Jerome Powell clearly stated that with the recent rate cuts, the policy stance is now significantly less restrictive, and regarding future interest rates, guys, the only thing Jerome Powell said that he's going to have a more cautious approach to future adjustments. Now look, as mainstream media is completely twisting this news, and they are adding their own fake narrative that one of the reasons why the near future Federal Chair Jerome Powell will not be reducing the interest rate is because they are worried about the economic future in 2025. This, to be honest, guys, is 100% misleading, and a lot of people do actually go and listen to that news. And if you actually look at the number of views via the Federal Reserve Board channel, it has not even crossed the $30,000 mark, which just means that people are not looking at information from the first source. They are rather choosing to look at mainstream media, and because of the fake news narrative, guys, and only because of that, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has gone down. This, to be honest, guys, is definitely not right. Now, the only reason, according to me, why the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has gone down, it is not because of the FOMC meeting. It is definitely not because of President Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, guys, it is not because of Joe Biden as well. Because based on the numbers, looks like he's giving one of the best economies to President Donald Trump. Now, the only reason why the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have gone down is because of fake news and misleading information by mainstream media. That is my honest opinion, and because of that, guys, there is a very high possibility that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be pumping up. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, rather than listening to mainstream media or watching random videos, go ahead and watch the Federal Reserve Board website. And today, guys, at 2 p.m. Gulf Standard Time, I'll be going live via LinkedIn, and we will be talking about this and quite a lot more. And I have to admit, guys, I did actually tell this information to my co-host, that is Mark Christian Tita, and even he told me that he does not want to go ahead and watch the entire video because it is 52 minutes long, and he did ask me for a shorter version. Me personally, guys, I would not recommend you guys to go ahead and do that. Make sure you go ahead and watch the entire video. You can probably go ahead and increase the speed to 1.25x, or maybe 1.50 or 2x the speed as well. Now what I also did, guys, is I put the transcript of the Federal Reserve Board meeting onto ChatGPT, and even ChatGPT said, guys, that based on the information, lower interest rates, persistent inflation and increased liquidity are likely to drive demand for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. However, guys, it is the mainstream media that has put out misleading or incorrect information, and it is only because of that the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have fallen down. Now, talking about misleading information, guys, there's some drama going on regarding the 21 million Bitcoin. Now, what happened is that BlackRock on the website, they posted a 3-minute video explaining what Bitcoin is, and Michael Saylor reposted that video. Now, it's really important to note, guys, at the end of the video, there was a disclaimer by BlackRock, and that disclaimer has more to do with the ETF shares. And in that disclaimer, they actually said that the 21 million cap of Bitcoin is not guaranteed. Now, to answer this big question, can the 21 million Bitcoin be changed? The short answer to that is yes. But if you dig further, guys, the long-term answer to that is no. So can the 21 million Bitcoin be changed? Absolutely yes, it is just written in quotes, isn't it? But the bigger question that needs to be asked is, can that change be implemented? And the answer to that is leading towards no. Now, in order to increase the 21 million Bitcoin, the developers just need to go ahead and make few changes. But that is not important, guys. In order for this thing to be implemented, a lot of the miners that are spread all across the world, they need to agree to it. Along with that, it is the exchanges that is centralized to decentralized exchanges. They need to agree to it as well. And one trend which I've been observing since the last month or so, a lot of the banks in United Arab Emirates, they're offering services where you can directly buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies through the bank rather than using exchanges. So could it be possible in the next few months? You would have to get the banking industry to agree to them. Now, along with the developers, guys, you also need to get the guys who are managing the nodes. And there are people spread across the world who are managing full nodes. And finally, guys, you also need to get users onboarded into this. Now, to get all of these things in order to go and make any changes will be pretty much next to impossible. It might take at least a couple of decades for everyone to agree to it. And only if they agree, guys, even then the chances of increasing the 21 million Bitcoin is next to impossible, because there is a very high possibility you'll have to do another fork. And that, to be honest, guys, is kind of shooting in your own foot, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is try to completely ignore the narrative regarding the change in 21 million Bitcoin. That is my honest thoughts. Now what I'll be doing, guys, today is I'll be going live with a good friend of mine, that is Marcus Shantita, via LinkedIn at 2 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. And we will be having more in-depth discussion on this. So please feel free to go and check it out. And I'll also be publishing an audio version of it. You're more than welcome to check out the live session as well. Now, guys, let's go and discuss some news regarding Bitcoin ETF. And because the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has gone down, Bitcoin ETFs unfortunately have experienced record withdrawals. And this is to the amount of $671.9 million. And this happened last week on Thursday. And Bitcoin ETF ended a 15-day streak of inflows of bearish sentiment, and this happened because of mainstream media's news regarding the FOMC announcement, and major funds like Fidelity's FBTC and Grayscale's GBTC led the outflows, losing $208.5 million and $188.6 million respectively. And regarding BlackRock's IBIT shares, guys, it saw no inflows for the first time in weeks. And as we know, Bitcoin prices plummeted from $108,000 to $95,000. Now, this weakening demand was mirrored in the derivatives market as well, with the annualized premium on 1-month Chicago Mercantile Exchange Bitcoin futures falling to 9.83%, the lowest it has been in over a month. Now, this decline, guys, reduced the profitability of cash and carry arbitrage trades, further discouraging interest in Bitcoin ETFs as well as Ethereum ETFs, and also saw the first net outflow since November 21st, with $60.5 million withdrawn as Ethereum price dropped nearly 20%, and the price of Ethereum, guys, was around the $4,000 mark, isn't it? So look, guys, this is unfortunately some of the dangers and volatility of the cryptocurrency space. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see how the price reacts on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and with Christmas Eve coming up, I'm definitely hoping for some positive movement. Now, guys, let's go and talk about Tether. And Tether has announced a $775 million strategic investment in Rumble, and they did that to support decentralized and community-owned media platforms. Now, look, guys, after the US election, a lot of the smaller platforms are getting a lot of recognition, and if you're a fan of Elon Musk, guys, just earlier today, he also mentioned via X that you are the media. And look, guys, with mainstream media censoring only one side of political ideologies and even offering so much of fake news in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world, I definitely do think that this is a brilliant move. And this particular investment includes $250 million in cash and participation in Rumble's tender offer for 70 million shares, which is priced at $7.50 per share. And Tether, guys, will acquire 103,333,333 Rumble Class A shares, and the CEO, that is Chris Pawlowski, will be retaining a controlling stake. Now, this collaboration, guys, aims to promote free speech, decentralization, and innovative growth initiatives. But look, guys, if you look at the number of shares that is being given to Tether, looks like Tether indirectly will be controlling most of the decision, isn't it? And this goes back to the point that I mentioned earlier, guys. When you talk about early investors, they do go and put their money, and in return they get shares, or in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world they get tokens, and that, according to me, guys, is kind of indirectly covering centralization. Let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this. Now, regarding Tether, guys, with this investment they will be exploring advertisements, cloud, as well as crypto payment solutions with Rumble, and the advisors that Tether has chosen include Cantor Fitzgerald as placement agents, Oppenheimer and Company as capital market advisors, legal counsel from Wilkie Farn Gallagher LLP, which is Rumble, McDormand Will and Emery, which is part of Tether, and DLA Piper for Cantor Fitzgerald. Now, this transaction, guys, is expected to close in the first quarter of 2025, and that would be subject to customer conditions with no changes to Rumble's board of governance. Now, look, guys, this news is definitely positive, because when you talk about Rumble, guys, They're definitely not censoring transactions, but can they compete with YouTube? Only time will tell, I guess. Now look, guys, if you look at Joe Rogan and the impact that he has, it definitely outweighs CNN, CNBC and all the mainstream media combined, isn't it? So news such as this, according to me, is definitely stepping stones. And I do feel in the next 3 to 5 years with President Donald Trump being in charge, things are definitely looking good so far as free speech is concerned. Now talking about President Donald Trump, guys, he has appointed college football player Bo Hines, and he will be leading the crypto council under AI and crypto czar David Sachs. Now to be honest, guys, I do not have much information regarding Bo Hines, but he would become the first executive director of the Presidential Council of Advisory for Digital Assets. Now what I'd also recommend you to do is, guys, try to follow President Trump via Truth Social. Now I'm not sure if this thing works in UAE at this moment, isn't it? But President Trump also mentioned that Sri Ramakrishnan will serve as Senior Policy Intelligence at the White House Office at Science and Technology Policy, and Sri Ramakrishnan will also be working alongside with David Sachs, and he will focus on ensuring continued American leadership in artificial intelligence. Now look, guys, President Donald Trump is supporting people from all races, but more importantly, guys, he's taking the right person from the right role, rather than blindly implementing DEI, which was done by the left-leaning administration. So 2025 is definitely looking good, not just for US economy, but probably for the entire world. But look, guys, it is so important that you truly not look at mainstream media, because a lot of information that they provide is completely misguided and often filled with a lot of fake news. And this is not just on one side of politics, guys. Even Fox News, they often tend to put out misleading information as well. That is my honest opinion. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first newscast is connected to artificial intelligence event, and the event is called as AI Connect event. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because Dubai Future Foundation, they hosted the AI Connect event on the 19th of December, and over 60 startups, entrepreneurs, government entities and investment institutions participated in it, and the event, guys, aims to boost AI adoption in Dubai's government sector. And this particular event aimed to boost AI adoption in Dubai government sector, and this was organized by Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence, and startups and government entities, guys, signed agreements to co-develop AI applications and solutions. Now look, as AI Connect aligns with Dubai's Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence, and the event supposed Dubai's strategic goal to become a global AI innovation hub. And Saeed Al-Alfasi, the director of DCAI, highlighted innovative AI projects in Dubai's governments, and the project addressed critical challenges and aimed to improve operations, and startups like Musafir, AI Camp, Pixonel, Enterprise Bot, and even Akhtar participated in the session. And there was also panel discussion that covered success stories and the role of government support, and delegates were also briefed on Dubai's Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence. Now, Dubai Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence, guys, does actually stand for Dubai as well, isn't it? So genius marketing move in my opinion. And the blueprint, guys, was launched by His Highness Sheikh Hamdan Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and it outlines a roadmap for enhanced quality of life through AI application. And the blueprint focuses on fostering an ideal environment for AI startups, and key elements include ease of doing business, advanced infrastructure and agile regulations, and discussions included increasing women's participation in artificial intelligence, and they also talked about challenges in AI development, and integration were also addressed, and there were different strategies that were proposed as well. So it looks like it was definitely a fantastic event. Now the next newscast I'm going to be talking about is also a great one, and this is to do with artificial intelligence once again. And Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, they have opened up graduate admission for 2025-2026 academic year. And Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, guys, is the world's first graduate level research-focused AI university, and this university offers fully funded scholarship for master's and PhD programs, and programs include computer science, computer vision, machine learning, natural language processing and robotics. And Mohammed bin Zayed University for Artificial Intelligence, guys, ranks amongst the top 10 institutions globally in AI-related fields, and this was as per CS rankings, and it is ranked alongside Stanford and UC San Diego as well. And regarding the applications, guys, priority applications deadline is the 15th of January 2025, and looks like late applications also accepted until the 31st of May 2025, and I'm pretty much sure this is subject to availability and evaluation, isn't it? And the university, guys, expects the largest cohort for the year 2025-2026 academic year, and Professor Timothy Baldwin has emphasized the university's commitment to cultivating global AI talent, and students will gain expertise in safe ethical and effective AI solutions for real-world challenges, and the university guys boast a 5:1 student-to-faculty ratio for personalized relationship. This just means that they will be getting individual attention, isn't it? And admitted students, guys, receive accommodation on campus in Majda City, Abu Dhabi. It just might be one of the best places, not just in Abu Dhabi, to be honest, probably in the entire world as well, guys. So what I'd really recommend you to do is look up videos on Majda City, and the campus facilities include gymnasium, swimming pool, sports hall and courts for badminton and squash as well. Now the last intake welcomed 209 students, marking a 47% increase from the previous year, and the current student body represents 36 countries, including 40 talented Emiratis, and women make up 31% of Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence student population. Until date, guys, 212 students have graduated, with many contributing to UAE's AI ecosystem, and the university now hosts 365 students from 49 countries, and the university continues to expand its diverse and global student body. So really great news, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, if you're planning to, let's say, do your master's or PhD program, you definitely may want to check Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence website. Really great news, not just for Abu Dhabi, but also for United Arab Emirates and Middle East region. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Cassie who asks, how do you see Tether's investment shaping decentralized media? This is such a great question, to be honest. Now look, Cassie, Tether's $775 million investment in Rumble could actually be a game changer for decentralized media, and I very strongly feel, Cassie, that Tether, by backing a platform that champions free speech and also decentralization, Tether is aligning financial resources with its core blockchain principles, like it being censorship resistance and community ownership, and this collaboration, Cassie, I very strongly feel, could drive innovation in areas like crypto-based advertising, decentralized cloud storage, and maybe seamless crypto payments as well. So imagine creators and users interacting in a censorship-resistant ecosystem, and where monetization happens without intermediaries, and data is secure yet accessible at the same time, and more importantly, a lot of these influencers can now be possibly paid in Tether USDT or other cryptocurrencies. Moreover, Cassie, Rumble's independence remains intact, with CEO Chris Paulas retaining control, and this ensures that decentralization isn't just about word, but an operational reality. And with heavyweight giants like Cancer Fitzgerald and DLA Pipe advising the deal, I do feel that Tether's strategic approach signals its commitment to fostering a sustainable and innovative media landscape. So in essence, I very strongly feel that this particular move has the potential to bridge the gap between blockchain technology and media. Now regarding blockchain technology, only so far as cryptocurrency is concerned, I do feel that is the only area where cryptocurrency could actually play a role in this. And as I mentioned earlier, allowing influencers to accept cryptocurrencies will empower content creators and consumers alike as well. So it is definitely a bold step. So I'm definitely a fan of this news. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 am to 8:30 am, we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other day news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.